This is the second video in a series of 9 videos covering the book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. In this video, we will discuss Chapter 2, The Richest Man in Babylon. Take a deep breath with me. There are ancient stories that travel across the centuries like arrows of wisdom, and one of them is born at the dusty gates of old Babylon. There, 2 friends meet, Bansir, a chariot builder, and Kobbi, a musician. Talented men, respected, hard-working, and yet empty of prosperity. They look at their tired arms and wonder why, even with so much effort, their bags remain empty. Isn't it strange? To work your whole life and still not see the sweet fruit you imagined you would harvest. If you're over 40, you probably know this sigh well. Maybe you felt that you ran fast, but in the wrong direction. Maybe you woke up one day and realized your energy was spent serving other people's dreams, while your own stayed asleep in some drawer of youth. The story of Babylon is a mirror, and when we look into it sincerely, we recognize the silent question: why didn't I prosper the way I imagined? These 2 friends decide to seek someone who knew the secret, not someone clever, nor someone who talks about money without having it, but the richest man in the city, Arkad, a man who began humbly, who had the same pains, the same fears, the same empty pockets. And when they found him, they asked, "What did you do to become so rich?" Arkad smiles. He knows that wealth is not luck, nor accident. It is construction. It is discipline. It is intentional choice repeated hundreds of times. He tells them that, at the beginning of his journey, he worked hard like all other men. But he noticed an uncomfortable truth. All his effort was serving the dreams of others. His time was traded only for survival. And then he received a lesson from a man named Algamish, a financier. A simple yet powerful lesson: pay yourself first. The words that change destinies are almost always simple. Pay yourself first. But before you rush, breathe and understand. Paying yourself first means saving before spending. It means honoring the future more than the impulse of the present. It means planting before eating the seed. After 40, this lesson becomes even more urgent. Many of us spend decades paying everyone and everything: bills, taxes, banks, favors, momentary desires. And in the end, there's little left for the one who built it all: you. Arkad listened and saved 1/10 of everything he earned. Just that. But something unexpected happened. His money began to work for him. And what's most beautiful, my friend, money doesn't sleep, doesn't take vacations, doesn't complain in the middle of the night. Money, when properly directed, is like a faithful servant. But when ignored, it becomes a cruel master. After 40, few people talk about this, but the truth is, you don't grow wealthy by what you earn, but by what you retain, invest, and protect. In the chapter, Arkad makes mistakes. He entrusts his money to people who don't understand the subject and loses everything. And how many times have we done the same? How many times have we loaned money, invested in empty promises, believed in shortcuts disguised as opportunities? After 40, we learn that the best investments are born from knowledge, not desperation. And the best opportunity in life rarely comes with urgency. When Arkad loses, he doesn't give up. He returns. Learning from mistakes is pure gold, and many adults prefer repeating rather than reviewing. He adjusts his course, entrusts his money to people who master their craft, and over time, his wealth multiplies. Many of us, after 40, carry a bitter feeling. It's too late. But Arkad was wise in his response. He understood that prosperity has no calendar, only method, and method applied consistently beats youth applied with distraction. Algamish returns and observes Arkad's progress. He asks, "What have you learned?" And Arkad answers, "That gold flees from the hand of the one who invests in businesses he does not understand." Deep, isn't it? After 40, life demands two forgotten virtues: discernment and patience. Discernment to say, "This is not for me," and patience to wait for the right moment. Anxiety is the tax of immaturity, and we have already paid too much. Over time, Arkad learns another law. Gold grows when we give it time. Time is the fertilizer of prosperity. But we, hurried adults, want flowers without waiting for spring. If you've ever scolded yourself saying, "I should have started earlier," relax. Start now. The oldest tree in Babylon began as a tiny grain and only grew because someone was willing to plant even knowing the fruit would come later. The chapter also highlights an important detail. Friends influence destinies. Bansir and Kobbi shared the same mindset. But when they found someone with more knowledge, they realized they needed to grow. After 40, we must choose our conversations more carefully. Poverty is contagious. Wealth is too. If you talk about pain all the time, you attract more pain. If you talk about investments, prosperity, and growth, your brain finds pathways. The mind shapes gold long before gold touches your hands. There is a moment in which the characters observe the improper use of time. Working hard is not the same as working well. This lesson is crucial. Prosperity is not in the sweat. It's in the strategy. When you reorganize your financial beliefs, your money begins to obey new commands, and that can start now. Now breathe. If you are on this journey, know this: it is not too late. The chapter teaches us that the simple act of thinking differently is already the first step toward wealth. The second is action. The third is persistence. When you combine these three elements, maturity becomes a competitive advantage, not an obstacle. After 40, you already know what hurts. You already know what wastes your time. You already know who drains your energy, and that wisdom is invisible to younger people. Use it. Gold loves maturity. It hates impulsiveness. So, what can we learn from this chapter? First, pay yourself first, even if it's just 10%. Second, put your money to work. Third, seek advice from those who have already done what you want to do. Fourth, respect time. And fifth, protect your capital from unnecessary risk. Be honest with yourself. Are you living to pay bills, or are you building freedom? Because there is an ocean-wide difference between survival and prosperity, and that difference begins with a single act: choosing to plant. After 40, prosperity is not about speed. It's about direction. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. It's not about saying, "I can't." It's about asking, "How can I?" Arkad ends the chapter with a truth that crosses centuries. The man who saves part of what he earns will soon have abundance. The man who wastes will soon have complaints. And between these two worlds, there is only a single habit of distance. Once again, it was a pleasure being in your company. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, and if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. I'll be waiting for you in the next chapter of this Babylonian journey.